Operators are standing by. Diamond Water. We only sound expensive.
This is Jean Dixon. So many of you have asked me to interpret the stars for you. Now, I can give you your own horoscope 24 hours a day based on your birthday, even the year. All you need is a touch-tone telephone. You'll hear my special message for you about life, money, and love, also your future. But you must hear for yourself. Call 976-3333. It's only 50 cents on your telephone bill. That's 976-3333. Call me now.
On the Metro Media Movie of the Month.
We're not merely fighting Mukhtar and 200 of his men here or 50 of his men there. We are fighting a population.
A riveting true story of a vicious fight for survival.
They destroy our homes. They kill innocent people and you call it peace. Omar, you cannot win this war.
Anthony Quinn, Oliver Reed, and Rod Steiger in Lion of the Desert.
Thursday at 8 on Metro Media 11.
Order your master rents today.
More violence and protests in Northern Ireland. Yesterday, 4 vehicles were hijacked and burned in West Belfast. And thousands of Catholics took to the streets to protest the death of a demonstrator on Sunday. CNN's Mike Chenoy reports.
There's been sporadic rioting in Belfast since Sunday's violence, but attention here has been focused mainly on the growing controversy over the behavior of the Royal Ulster Constabulary, the police. The security forces claim they were attacked by the crowd as they tried to arrest NORAID leader Martin Galvin, and to protect themselves, they opened fire with plastic bullets. But the facts are that at the moment the police charged, the crowd was peaceful. NORAID supporter Jeannie Martin was among the injured.
I saw people who were in a peaceful demonstration being murdered by police officers for no reason.
The weapon, which left 1 man dead and 20 people injured, was the plastic bullet. 3 inches long and inch wide, it's supposed to be an effective but humane form of riot control. But police regulations say plastic bullets must be fired from at least 60 feet away and aimed at the legs. Both these rules were violated on Sunday. The police also said the man who died was a rioter, but the father of 22-year-old Sean Downs vehemently disagreed.
He went there on Sunday afternoon with his wife and his young daughter. And that to me is certainly not the action of somebody that was contemplating becoming involved in a riot.
The controversy and the trouble that have erupted here go to the heart of the conflict in Northern Ireland. Simply put, many in the Catholic minority reject the legitimacy of the British government, the army, and the police. But the British and the Protestant majority here are determined to see that the institutions and rules of the state are upheld. Until there's a compromise between these two widely differing positions, the violence here will go on. Mike Chenoy, CNN, Belfast.
8 people have been arrested in Lawrence, Massachusetts, only hours after a 3-day curfew was lifted. The arrest took place in the Tower Hill neighborhood, site of last week's rioting between whites and Hispanics. Witnesses say some of those arrested were trying to incite another riot by distributing communist propaganda. The Ford Motor Company is recalling nearly 500,000 1981 to 1984 model small cars. That includes the Escort, the Lynx, the Tempo, and Topaz. The automobiles have non-reclining front seats that could cut apart seatbelts during a front-end collision. And despite rising auto profits, employees at the nation's #1 car maker, General Motors, may soon find themselves without jobs. CNN's Robert Vito reports.
Automakers were smiling at the beginning of the year. Car sales were on the upswing. The Big Three reported record profits, and the captains of the industry were rewarded with large bonuses. At General Motors, a plan was being developed to make the nation's #1 automaker even more profitable.
We're realigning our car groups into 2 self-contained integrated business units so that we can provide a more effective method for designing, engineering, manufacturing, assembling, and selling our cars.
Speculation was running rampant. What did this reorganization mean for white-collar executives? Over the weekend, the boom was lowered. Starting September 1, General Motors will begin trimming what it called executive deadwood. Some employees, the company says, will be reassigned. Others will be asked to take early retirement or offered cash to resign. The entire reorganization comes at the same time GM is negotiating a new contract with the UAW. Detroit auto analyst Arvid Jopi says he's sure the executive streamlining program will have an effect on the talks.
Will strengthen the rank and file feeling that a job security is really more important than green dollars.
And union insiders are fearful that if GM is bold enough to eliminate some executives, their hatchet may drop even harder among blue-collar workers. According to auto insiders, the cuts will save the giant automaker millions of dollars in salaries and bonuses. Ironically, some of those bonus-eligible executives who benefited the last time around will no longer have jobs the next time around. Robert Vito, CNN, Detroit.
Jurors in the John DeLorean drug trafficking trial had their deliberations interrupted by a bomb threat yesterday. Police say a telephone caller threatened to blow up the building where the panel had been meeting, but a search failed to turn up any explosives. The jury met again in the afternoon without reaching a verdict. And a New York woman is facing criminal charges for allegedly trying to abort her own baby. CNN's Jeannie Most reports the case may test the line between abortion and murder.
Lynette Jenkins was 9 months pregnant when she took a scalpel to her abdomen. Defense attorneys admit that much, though they do not admit that Jenkins was trying to perform an abortion. The 20-year-old defendant was working as a dental assistant in suburban White Plains, New York. Authorities say Ms. Jenkins went into the bathroom of the dentist's office, gave herself the local anesthetic Novocaine, and made a 6-inch incision in her abdomen. She then apparently panicked at the amount of blood and sewed herself up. She complained of chest pains to co-workers. They called an ambulance. The baby was born alive late the next day, but died 30 hours later. Died, the medical examiner says, due to shock, lack of oxygen, and hemorrhaging. The prosecution says the self-inflicted incision caused the baby's death. A grand jury indicted Jenkins on charges of manslaughter and criminally negligent homicide.
When she acted, there was no living being that was potentially a victim at the time. She didn't come after me, she didn't come after you, she didn't go after anybody who was already alive and born. She was dealing with something that was in her own body, and that cannot be characterized as murder under the United States Constitution or under New York state law.
The baby was not a viable human being when she performed the act, but the baby who was subsequently born and born alive died as a direct result of the act that she committed upon herself.
Both sides called the case unprecedented. The defense said it would move to dismiss the charges. Perhaps the strangest twist is that if the fetus had died rather than been born alive, Jenkins could only have been charged with self-abortion. The homicide and manslaughter charges carry a maximum sentence of 15 years. The baby died May 13th, Mother's Day. Jeannie Mo, CNN, White Plains, New York.
More news after this.
Cal Worthington and his dog Spot.
If you need a car, trust Cookie Cal.
If you want to save about Cookie Cal.
If you want a brand new Dodge in your driveway or garage, Cookie Cal, Cookie Cal, Cookie Cal.
I have decided to put a new Dodge in your garage. I'm going to do it. I'm going to make you a deal you can't turn down. Now you're going to turn this down. Look, an 84 Dodge Colt. I'll lease it to you for no money down, $110 a month, and I'll make the first payment for you. An 84 Dodge Omni. Lease it to you no money down, $147 a month, and I'll make the first payment. An 84 Dodge Charger. Lease it to you no money down, $156 a month, I'll make the first payment. An 84 Dodge Rampage pickup. Lease it to you no money down, $162 a month, and I'll make the first payment. An 84 Dodge Aries. I'll lease it to you no money down, $170 a month, and I'll make the first payment. An 84 Dodge Aries Wagon. Lease it to you no money down, $180 a month, and I'll make the first payment. A 1984 Dodge Daytona. Lease it to you for no money down, $176 a month, we'll make the first payment. An 84 Dodge 600. Lease it to you no money down, $213 a month, we'll make the first payment. A new Dodge 600 convertible. Lease it to you no money down, $224 a month, we'll make the first payment. An 84 Dodge Conquest by Mitsubishi. Lease it to you no money down, $238 a month, we'll make the first payment. An 84 Dodge Ram D50 pickup. Lease it to you no money down, $118 a month, we'll make the first payment. An 84 Ram D50 four-wheel drive, a four-wheel drive pickup. Lease it to you no money down, $158 a month, we'll make the first payment. An 84 Ram 1/2 ton pickup. Lease it to you no money down, $163 a month, we'll make the first payment. An 84 Ram half-ton four-wheel drive, lease it to you, no money down, $218 a month. We'll make the first payment. Hey, come on in and find out about it. It's Worthington Dodge in Huntington Beach. We're on Beach Boulevard in Huntington Beach. Worthington Dodge. Make a deal you can't turn down. Worthington Dodge, Beach Boulevard, Huntington Beach. Open to midnight. See you here.
It's 19 minutes after the hour. That's time for the CNN Sports Report.
I'm Tom Kirkland, CNN Sports. Monday, day one, ATO, that's after the Olympics. And finally, a day for Los Angeles Olympic Organizing Committee President Peter Ueberroth to kick back and rest on his substantial laurels. He coordinated the most successful games in history and an Olympic first, a $20 million profit for the Olympic Committee. Give Ueberroth and his sizable staff a gold medal. But just 7 weeks down the road, Ueberroth undertakes another challenge. He'll become the commissioner of Major League Baseball. And when he takes the mound atop the baseball world, he'll do so just in time to watch the playoffs. Now, if Ueberroth were in the commissioner's office now, he'd have the chance to sit back and watch how National League President Charles Chub Feeney handles baseball's Sunday massacre. The near riot would-be baseball game in Atlanta Sunday between the Braves and Western Division leading San Diego Padres. It started getting out of hand when the first pitch left Atlanta starter Pascual Perez's hand. It hit San Diego Padre Alan Wiggins. The Padres sought and finally got retribution, hitting Perez later in the game after many near misses. All that chin music led to 2 bench-clearing brawls. If it had been a hockey game, it probably would have broken the NHL mark for penalty minutes. In all, 13 players and coaches sent to early showers, including both managers, Dick Williams of the Padres and Atlanta's Joe Torre. As for the punishment, while the National League office is taking some time to review the game tapes, the word is the suspensions and fines, which are surely to be handed out, won't be announced until the end of the week. By comparison, much cooler heads prevailing Monday night in baseball. In the American League, in 11 innings, the Indians nipped the Yankees 6-5. Baltimore's Mike Boddicker won his 14th of the year. He beat Toronto 2-1. Boddicker pitched a one-hitter in that ballgame. Chicago beat Texas 5-3. Minnesota better than Milwaukee 5-1. And KC laid it on Boston 6-1. In the National League, the St. Louis Cardinals beat Cincinnati 5-3. The Chicago Cubs' problems in the Houston Astrodome continue. Monday night, they dropped a 2-1 decision to the Astros. Jerry Mumphrey's one-out single in the 9th inning scored Jose Cruz from second, giving the Celestial Travelers that 2-1 win. And the New York Mets, the second-place club in the National League East, hoping to gain on Chicago, but they couldn't. The Mets on the short end of a 9-2 score with the L.A. Dodgers. I'm Tom Kirkland, CNN Sports.
People in the news, rock superstar Michael Jackson has what it takes for kids to identify with today. A psychologist told Discover magazine that the clean, androgynous look of Jackson is appealing to kids of the 80s. He said that kids are so saturated by sex today that Michael's childlike Peter Pan image is a healthy role model. The magazine said Jackson had a clean living, anti-drug, and strong family image. Now recapping the hour's top stories, here are the CNN headlines.
Authorities at Los Angeles International Airport are on extreme alert after a bomb was found aboard a bus carrying the luggage of the Turkish Olympic team. An official spotted the pipe bomb and disarmed it moments before it was set to explode. 4 people in Lawrence, Massachusetts are under arrest for violating curfew. However, city officials a short time later lifted the dusk to dawn curfew, saying tensions are easing. A possible floor fight at the upcoming Republican National Convention is brewing. Many Republicans are upset over the wording of President Reagan's platform stand on no tax raise. Some members of the platform committee say unless it's reworked, it will definitely go to the floor for overall debate. Preparations begin today to hunt for mines in the Red Sea. American, British, and Egyptian officials are meeting to discuss search procedures. 16 ships have been damaged by mines in the past month. For the hour's top stories, I'm Wally Kaiser.
Stay tuned. The news continues.
Did you ever stop to think that drinking water delivered to your home cost $1 a gallon? Almost the price of gasoline you're putting in your car. We at Diamond Water are in the business to provide your family with the purest, healthiest, and best-tasting water available for only $9.95 a month. Whether you use 1 gallon a day or 5 gallons, you still pay only $9.95 a month, guaranteed. And you can discontinue service at any time. Call 1-800-852-5050 and Diamond Water will provide your family pure, good-tasting water. All you can drink for only $9.95 a month, guaranteed. Call Diamond Water right now. Toll-free 1-800-852-5050. That's 1-800-852-5050. Operators are standing by. Diamond Water. We only sound expensive.
The organizers of the Los Angeles Olympics say that they'll have a financial statement for the games in the next couple of weeks. CNN's Brian Jenkins reports it's expected to show a balance sheet in the black.
Most politicians and most taxpayers claimed it couldn't be done. Stage an Olympics without dipping into the public till. But it has been done, employing what some call crass capitalism, but what the Los Angeles Olympic Organizing Committee calls sound business. More than 1/5 of the committee's $500 million budget was covered by ticket sales to Olympic sporting events. Another $225 million came from the sale of television rights to the games, although ABC sports chief Roone Arledge has left open the possibility of asking for a partial refund if he feels the absence of Soviet bloc teams hurt the network's ratings. The rest of the funding for the LA Games came from corporate sponsors and suppliers, and from the sale of Olympic coins. Some estimates put the surplus from all that private funding at upwards of $25 million. But at the final press conference for the '84 games, LAOOC President Peter Ueberroth refused to confirm that.
We're not going to try and juggle estimates and try and listen to the field because there's so much that's not in yet that we don't know about. And then we have a lot of costs in completing things now.
Ueberroth promised an estimate of the surplus by September 7th. 40%